Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be going over my full 2025 updated AI OFM course for complete beginners. And I'm going to try and keep it as simple as possible. I'm also going to be dropping some additional source as I go out through the video for you guys. But for the purpose of this video, this is going to be for complete beginners. I just want to create an AI model. We're going to be focusing on just SFW stuff here. Stay tuned. Let's get right into it. So first aspect is obviously going to be model creation, right? So what are the things you're going to need? So you're going to need to first of all figure out what persona you're going to be putting out for your model. What is she going to look like? So things like location, personality, interest, occupation, hair color, eye color, body type, fashion style, etc. You're reverse engineering a girl essentially, right? So the other tool you'll need to use is Instagram. So I'm going to break it down and show you guys how to make this as easy as possible. So what you'll need for this is free Chrome extensions, either Instagram downloader or Turbo downloader. They both work the exact same way. I have them both. It doesn't matter which one you use. Now, what I did was, in the first step of my workflow was, like I said, finding a girl that I want to recreate, right? So some of you guys might know who this is. Fucking all you gooners. If you recognize this straight away, bro, you got a problem. All right, anyways, this is Autumn Falls, that porn star. So I was just like, you know what? Perfect Latina build. Nice. I fuck with it. I fuck with her aesthetic. I want to try and create a model like this. She's recognizable. She'd be someone easy to promote on IG. That was kind of just like my thinking in terms of doing that, which you guys can do as well. Otherwise, if you guys are already heavily into a niche, for example, you guys are gamers, etc., you're into gymming, you're into cooking, whatever it might be, and you already know what sort of persona you want to put out for your girl, literally just go on ChatGPT, find IG profiles like that, download the reference images, and there you go. Now, next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to be going into Sugar Lab. But before you even do this, right? So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use ChatGPT. So the reason why I say this is because you're going to go into ChatGPT and you're essentially just going to train it. So you're going to create a new project, name it whatever the project you want. I called it Project Falls because I was doing Autumn Falls. And then in that one, I explained the whole workflow. So we're going to be going over the workflow now. So I obviously have cognitive bias. I already know what the workflow is, but I'm going to explain to you step by step. So the first thing we're going to be doing is going into Sugar Lab. Now, what you're going to want to use ChatGPT, and you're going to need ChatGPT Pro for this, is you're going to give ChatGPT all your reference images. And then you're going to take screenshots of the Sugar Lab user interface. And then you're going to basically ask it to generate prompts for you to best recreate the girl that looks like your reference girl from IG. So as you can see here, I named her Mia. This is what she ended up looking like. Now, the next stage of the workflow is OpenArt. The other thing I want you guys to keep in mind is that your Sugar Lab girl, this is version 0.1. So you're going to have version 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 as we go further along in the workflow. This is not, for my DBZ fans, the final form of your model, guys. So you're going to go into OpenArt here, and then you're going to basically just going to create a new character. Now, what you're going to want to need for OpenArt is you just need, I believe, 4 images from memory. I think 4 or more images. So what you're going to want to do is after you create your OG, it's called a LoRa. LoRa is just the data set, which is just like what the model looks like. And you're happy with what she looks like in Sugar Lab. You're going to go into OpenArt to create a new character or a better version of her. And you guys can just see visually here. I'm just going to zoom in and I'll show you guys. See how it's coming out so much more consistent, different angles, the face, the lighting. Whereas this is what she looks like in here, right? A little bit, not the best looking, I guess. Sugar Lab is something you want to keep for NSFW content only. You just want to stick to NSFW stuff. And even with the NSFW stuff, you guys want to keep it very basic. The SFW stuff is a lot harder to do, which you'll realize, funnily enough, than NSFW, because it needs to look a lot more realistic. Now, like I said, basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to prompt GPT to give you the best prompts for Sugar Labs, to give you the best output. You're going to play around with this, create different versions, different angles of her face. So to get the best possible thing in OpenArt. And like I said, this is very dependent on how well you guys know how to use GPT. So you just want to give ask GPT every step of the way. So what I would do is, if I was you guys, I would take screenshots along each step of the workflow, and then every output that you're getting, put it back into GPT and then ask, how can I optimize this? Hey, should I use this angle? Will this give me a better output? And then basically just go into OpenArt, and then here you go. This is what she's gonna look like. Now, the next step is, how do we create IG worthy pics? So stuff like this down here, a lot more aesthetic. How are we gonna do that? So there's actually a tool called Higgsfield AI. Now, like I mentioned before, was like I said, guys, I was like, this is not even the final version. So you're actually going to go into Higgsfield and then create another character. Now, something that I have picked up after trial and error, for Higgsfield, it recommends using 20 images. I've actually found that using less images gets you a better, more consistent looking character. Honestly, you only need 5 to 10 really good open art images with different angles, slightly different variations of lighting and stuff like that. And that's really all you need for Higgsfield. Now, this tool, Higgsfield Soul, is literally the perfect tool for at least SFW static IG images. It was literally created for IG. I recommend all you guys go around and take a look and play around with it. So this is the stuff that pops out. So as you guys can see here, much better looking right here. Now, to take that a step further, a notch further, we use a tool called Enhancer AI. Now, I would recommend playing around with this one. You can actually switch this around in your workflow. You could actually put this before Higgsfield or after. So what you could do is actually put the OpenArt images into Enhancer AI to get better skin textures and then create a better Higgsfield character. Or if you're happy with the way the OpenArt stuff's looking, just go straight into Higgsfield. And then what you can do is to get these images looking even better. As you guys can see here, the skin here is looking a lot more realistic here. You would basically just put into Enhancer AI, and then I don't use the upscaler at all. So AI has this one issue where it has a tendency to perfect, or make the skin look too plasticky, which is what happens if you use the upscaler. So what you're going to be wanting to use is, you're going to go into skin editor and you're going to go into the portrait detailer mode, which is perfect because it's cheap as fuck. It's got 300 credits. So that's very nice. And another little tip for you guys is actually skin enhancing multiple times. So do it 2 or 3 times and watch the skin come out looking nicer every single time. These are things that these guys aren't telling you that they're doing, guys. Again, so like I said, this is what they come out like in Enhancer AI. So you guys can actually see some of the befores and afters. So if you look at a face here versus here, there's a clear difference. Like I said, clear difference. And after that, you're pretty much, once you guys have gotten to the stage, you basically have a model that's ready for IG. Now, the next step is going to be video generation. Now, there's a few ways you guys can do this. So Kling AI, Gemini, Runway, I've played around with all 3. And out of all 3 of them, Kling AI overall, especially if you're a beginner, is probably the best. Super easy to use. It can be optimized very easily with ChatGPT. There's no negative prompting or anything like that. Actually, no, I think there is negative prompting, but like I said, ChatGPT can just give you the prompts that you want. So it can also recreate viral reels very easily. It'll do all the hand and dancing movements, stuff like that, the voice lip syncing and stuff like that. So Kling AI, if you're a beginner, super easy, probably the best one out there, not expensive at all. But if for you more advanced users, Gemini and Runway is also pretty insane. Another thing that I've played around with today, and I'll probably be making a video about it soon, is I'm currently in the works of, I used to shit on Comfy UI, but there is actually, and I encourage everyone to go out there and watch YouTube videos about this. There's actually the fucking Chinese, bro. The fucking Chinese, they're insane. They've actually just come out with a new version of a free open source version of Google VO3, which is called WAN 2.2. There's a web version, but there's also a local version that you guys can use on Comfy UI. Now, the problem with this one is, and like I said, everything has caveats, right? So the quality is insane. You get Google VO3 quality, but the web version, in terms of prompting it, very strict, can't really do things that are a little bit more on the thirst trappy side. So you would ideally want to run it locally. So for that one, you do need to have a good PC setup. Otherwise, you would have to use RunPod. So that can get things complicated. I'm going to be making a video about that soon. It's something I'm testing out right now. So a video about that will be coming out soon. But for now, if you're just a beginner, if you're just very new to this, just stick to Kling AI, just to get your feet wet. Now, what you guys are all here for, monetization. Now, what you're going to do after this is create a slushy account. You're going to fill the feed with 10 to 20 high quality pics and videos. Now, the other thing that's really cool is that actually Hicksfield can also create videos that are pretty decent, to be honest. So you can just create those trappy stuff, just even the stuff that I've created here, like her in this pose, the doggy pose, just have her moving her hip a little bit, stuff like that. You can put that in the feed. Now, Slushy is really great because the cool thing about Slushy is that it's instant traffic. So you guys don't have to worry about growing an IG page and then converting traffic over to a fan view. It already has its own internal traffic system. You can also pay to get traffic onto your model. So the game is literally pay to win now, as long as you can create good looking models. The other thing you'll need to do is create NSFW images and videos for the vault. You can use Sugar Labs for that. Now, what I would recommend for NSFW stuff is, like I said, keep it very basic, because the face in terms of what she looks like on IG versus what she looks on Sugar Lab is a little bit different. Until we get the other thing, like I said, that I was playing around with was the comfy UI stuff, which apparently can now do NSFW as well. So I'll have more updates on that. I will make a video on that once I've perfected that. I'm still playing around and testing that. But for now, Sugar Lab will be the easiest. Also, if you're a beginner, it's literally the easiest way. You just fucking put a prompt in, oh, girl shaking ass or playing with her tits, whatever it is. It's the easiest thing to do ever. And you can, again, just use GPT to help build you the vault. After that, just throw some chatters on the account. So how do you create a Slushy account? It's very easy actually to get AI models. It's actually encouraged on Slushy. So you can just use your own ID to get verified. So it's super simple. There's nothing crazy with it. I will have a Slushy Notion guide in my school, guys. There's also a link that will be in my school to get faster verification for Slushy, because there can be some issues. And then finally, what I wanted to also tell you guys about in this video is I finally launched my school. It's about time. I've been talking about it for a minute. It's called school.com/AIOFM 5-figure haters. As you can see here, this is the type of stuff that I'm going to show you guys how to create. So go on there, check it out. And hopefully I see you guys in there. We'll be creating a new Discord community as well for this, especially soon, to answer all your questions and stuff like that. But it's going to be updated regularly. So I'm always staying on top of my game, guys. I was talking about 1, 2.0, all these things, whatever the new tools and resources are. That's kind of the name of the game in AI OFM, unfortunately. AI is getting better every single day. So to stay on top of AI OFM, you have to be up to date with what are the most new tools, what are the best workflows, what's the best way to market. And I also just want to come back to another reason why I would push for Slushy over FanView is because, in my opinion, you can actually probably just do Slushy and FanView. But the reason why I would start off with Slushy first is that this way you can start making money straight away. And in the meantime, while you're making money on Slushy, you're also growing your IG page. Because the other thing is, if you create a fresh IG page, you're not going to be able to put the link tree in or link me, whatever you want to use, whatever deep link you guys want to use, until there's a decent audience that's already on the page. So if you guys go the fan view route, you're essentially not going to be making money until you get any sort of decent traction on your IG page. Now, the way that IG is moving and it's changing with the algorithm is that they're very strict with the AI stuff now. So you guys can't speedrun this. So growing an IG page now with completely, for example, you made an IG account today with just an AI model, it's going to take you a minute to grow. So nothing has changed from traditional OFM. You're not going to just pump out reels and fucking get 10K followers. It's very rare. All these guys out there that are telling you, oh, 14-day warm-up guide or whatever special bullshit you can do to bypass IG stuff. No, that's not how it works. So if you guys want to start making money today, get on Slushy, get in the school, and hope to see you guys in there. Peace out.